Hi, Gemini. Welcome to Moonfire Tarot. I'm Jules, intuitive tarot reader. We're going to be looking into what's the tea, whatever comes out. Freehand this, see what's going on in your energy in the upcoming weeks. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to start with the Kipper deck, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And like, subscribe for more. Let me know how these messages resonate. Spirit, talk to me for Gemini, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. Guys, always good to check all your placements. All right, it's a collective reading, so it's not going to be exact, but personal reads are at Moonfire Tarot if you're interested. And your moon is going to have messages. Venus, you'll get the full enchilada, or sometimes the sun will hit right 100%. That happens a lot. So let's see. Spirit, talk to me, Gemini. What is going on for Geminis? What is coming up for them? This feels strong. What do we got? Family room. All right, so family, we're starting out with family. Family matters, commitments, things of that nature. And I see expectation. It's like waiting for something, okay? Some of you may literally be waiting for like spend time with family, for commitment, that kind of energy. And I see something unexpected. Unexpected income. Could be financial, but sometimes that is just unexpected. And distant horizons. Okay. Mature woman or mature man. Let me see. And courthouse. All right. So imprisonment, some type of stuck energy. All right. It looks like a lot of you guys may be having some changes. You may have been expecting something like in regards to family life or solo time, but I feel like there's some type of change that happened or a lack of change for so those of you. I'm gonna this side message with the mature woman like going through ordeals, and the courthouse can be like legal decisions. And I see imprisonment. That's like a stuck, trapped energy. I'm gonna pull some more on that, see what that's about. But I see distant horizon. So it's almost like with this combination, it's almost like it's almost like it's unexpected that this family situation, commitment, whatever it is, home stability, is like it's unexpected that it's far away. It's further away than you guys may have thought. Now, some of you with the courthouse and imprisonment, I mean, hopefully it's not dealing with any legal matters in that regard, but it could be literal in that sense. A lot of you may be seeking counsel or some type of legal matter or big decision you're making to unstuck your situation, to get unstuck in a situation has matured you. All right. In the bottom of the deck, I do see wealthy man, wealthy woman. All right. Maybe someone that has their shit in order, basically. But I do see, or your own wealth. I do see a sense of loss. There is concern around this. And again, with sudden wealth, though, you guys do have blessings and incomings coming in. If you guys are dealing with any court situation, it's likely to be successful. Like you're going to be okay. You may feel a loss. Like, say this represents a person in your life, like with Thief. You may feel like a loss and like a lot of unexpected changes coming in. And I do see concern around this, but then I see sudden wealth or sudden changes for the better. Okay. And then I have gifts being presented, like some type of blessing coming in your life. Okay. So that's good energy to see. And even great fortune is behind it. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So if things seem sticky, your finances may be getting better, or if you feel like you lost some type of wealth or financial stability, or someone that was close to you, maybe you're going through a breakup for some of you with this energy, with the unexpected, we're going to pull some more. It looks like so far you guys are going to be like okay soon, even if you feel trapped right now, um in some type of matter here. So let me pull a little more, see what's going on here. Spirit, talk to me about expectations and family room. That's like a waiting energy, unexpected. What is that about? Can I get a little bit more for Gemini before we get into this wealthy man, wealthy woman? Oops, this feels strong. What is this? Five of Cups. All right, yeah, it is like a haunting loss or regrets. Let me see. And I have the Lovers here in a love choice or a choice in love. And Ten of Swords. All right, yeah, like I said, some type of ending. Okay, now it could be for some of you that are single, maybe this didn't fall through, someone you thought you were going to be committed to. For a lot of you, it's like a loss and betrayal. with a love choice, a choice in love to make, and it came to like a rough period. So, Spirit, what's with the imprisonment and courthouse? Probably going to be for some of you, for those of you who were in heavier commitments already, especially with courthouse, that could be legal decisions. You get what I'm saying? Um, Let me see. What's that about? Nine of Pentacles. You see, it's like there's something about your finances, your independence with that for those of you, something that you may be learning about, spying, percolating, like getting more information to be personally happy and independent. Nine's a very independent energy. And like I said, I see some losses here. I'm going to cover this, but with the rock bottom, 10 of swords, betrayal, that could be talking to me about the loss and where you may have some concerns right now. All right. But Nine of Cups, whatever you're going to learn, it looks like whatever is going on, this is personal happiness. So things look bleak right now. It doesn't like it may be like you may have to go through a lot of stuff, but this unexpected income may be literally because there you are standing in the garden with all these coins. That's that technically needing for not learning about something, percolating, past communicating, and then feeling emotionally happy too. So it almost feels like there's going to be a big turnaround in your life, all right? Especially if you are going through some type of loss of a income or a situation in your life. It looks could be love for some of you. I'll pull some for those of you. It is um, this person. Spirit, talk to me. Wealthy man to theft and thief and concern. What's this about? Give me more on that. Knight of Cups. All right. Empress. Oh, there's an offer there. Birth of a new age. All right. But I see the Seven of Swords and Strength. Magician, Sun, and Hierophant. These are a lot of strong cards. This may be the birth of a new age for you. I have some type of offer. Spirit, talk to me. Why the Seven of Swords thrown in there? That could have been the betrayal, the deceit, or feeling like something was taken from you. King of Cups, water sign energy may be relevant, or someone maybe not totally emotionally available sometimes with the Seven of Wands. I feel like someone was with this combination because sometimes the King of Cups, if you're defensive, right, needing to defend themselves, and the Four of Pentacles is trying to hold on and guarding the money. That's clarifying a deception card. There is a lot of like strategic energy, thieving. I feel like this really does feel like some type of court issue, like an ending. Some of you may be getting a divorce with this kind of situate with these kind of cards because I see an offer leading you to abundance. It could even be apologies, but then I have the Seven of Swords, a trickery, the thieving, and holding back. Someone's holding back something, and I see a lot about defending themselves emotionally, maybe trying to hold on to their finances, to their money. That could be you, and that's probably there is some level of victory in closing out this tough cycle. All right, with the World card. All right, so there's that, Spirit, can I get a little bit more about this Ten of Swords? Now, some of you, this may be an 11 egg, maybe it's something else, it's coming through on the divine grapevine for you guys, all right? But it does look like you have a lot of prosperity coming your way, okay? Spirit, talk to me. For the Ten of Swords to the Lovers, the haunting loss, what is this energy here about? The backstories, the Geminis know things are about to get better. All right, I do see something that was blooming. Could be a blooming romance, sudden change. I have a secret admirer, suppressing emotions, resistance, divine feminine energy, Gemini, realizations, and commitment. I don't know, guys. I feel like, all right, commitment, closing, and a breakup. Okay, so a lot of you, that energy is going to represent some type of breakup. Okay, but it's almost like you're going to be happy in the end of this, and it may seem far away right now with the distant horizons, but I just got you have to trust the process. Trust that this is happening for a reason, because it's like maybe things were blooming with someone you just met. Maybe things were like, you were trying to work on the relationship with the teddy bear card, like go out on dating and do things like that. But I see resistance to suppressing emotions, divine feminine energy, standing in your own, regardless of gender, taking care of yourself, And then I see having epiphanies about a commitment. Okay. And then we have closure, walk away, endings, and then, a sense of despair, a breakup of some sort. Okay, so that is going to be for, those of you hitting with at this legal situation, this imprisonment, this holding on to finances, getting that personal prosperity. I'm so sorry you guys are going through this. All right. So let me see, Spirit. So we have a lot of good fortune, a lot of good energy here for you guys moving forward with your life. So it's almost like you lost something, Gemini, but you're gaining a lot too. Let's, Spirit, can you talk to me? What's upcoming for Gemini? I think they need to switch decks here. Spirit, what's upcoming for Gemini after this? And we see the prosperity, but all right, so we see changes. All right, changes, wealthy man again coming up, and the lovers. So, message of concern, official person, thoughts. I've a lot of you may have more options than you think, okay? There is someone else in your energy. This doesn't feel like the same person. Obviously, if you're walking away, I don't see adjudication in this deck, which is like a reconciliation energy. I do see change though with someone else that has their stuff together, man or woman, and I see the lovers. So it's like, and that's probably why the Knight of Cups to the Empress is coming out here. It's like there is some type of romantic offer coming your way, bringing in the birth of a new age. I'm going to pull some clarifiers on this. But we have message of concern, hearing news. It's like, I don't, you may be concerned, maybe it's too soon for some of you for moving on, but official person is like the emperor energy, divine masculine, or someone making power moves. Also, someone who has their stuff together. And I see thoughts. This is like a man thinking about a woman, daydreaming about them in the romantic sense. And it may take you back. You see how that person's like, oh my God. And it may take a lot of people back. I have mature male, and then a journey and marriage is coming up. And there's another male, woman, gender doesn't matter with these signifier cards. You may have options, but it does feel like there's going to be a change in your love situation, especially with the lovers card showing up here. Look at those naughty statues. And that's why we have the birth of a new age, okay? That is showing for you guys. So I love that. I love that. Spirit, talk to me. Oh my God. Okay, that's talking too loud. I have a smaller desk than I used to, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh my good. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to use this. Hold on, we're gonna have to pause this. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. This deck is very slippery, slidey. Let me. At first, I thought it was just going to be a couple cards flipping out, but the whole deck spilled over, guys. We got that. That was too loud. All right, Spirit, can I get what's up with this Knight of Cups to the Empress? Can you give me anything on this approach for Gemini? It's coming up in their energy. Let's see who this is about. All right, speculation. Don't follow others' speculative advice blindly. They made you believe it's a shortcut, but in reality, it's just a waste of time. I now know that that was untrue. So, this is you guys figuring out the truth. We see a lot about deception, like going through that phase, of finding things out. I see puppet. Okay. I don't care what it takes, how long it takes, who I upset. I'm cutting the strings and taking back my life. So, a lot of you, this offer of abundance is like you saying enough. You know what I mean? You want your life back. And look, I have celebration. We have the Santa Claus card. All right. Let me see which feels stronger. Reverse feels stronger. What is this? In the warmth of this celebration, I was reminded of what we've lost and what we might still find in each other. Okay. So overall, a lot of you, it's like there may be some peace, or you're literally, because this is kind of like harmony and joy, but for some of you it is going to be some type of peace offering where it's like, because it looks like someone's presenting you gifts, financial blessings you didn't lose, you're taking back your life. A Knight of Cups can be someone new coming in, with your energy. But I do feel like, and that's, we are close to the holidays, so hopefully by the holiday time you're going to be feeling good. Okay. And maybe acknowledging the good and the bad and whatever this dynamic was. Let me see, this feels strong. I do see rejection. No. Okay, I'm not gonna, that's like you're pushing something aside. Okay, something's ending. And I have the promotion channel. This is like a more spiritual card, if I remember correctly. If you steadily enhance your abilities and spiritual level, I might not recognize you in the short term. Don't fear that I would reject this evolved version of you. This feels more like, you're rejecting some energy, you're celebrating, you're going to be happier than you think you are right now. Okay, just because you're growing into Empress energy, regardless of gender, standing in like balancing your feminine, looking good, being attractive, having abundance, bringing in the birth of a new age. It's also good for nighttime activities. Don't fear your own empowerment. I'm getting the download, stepping out of your shell, being stronger. People are still going to want to be attracted to you. Okay. You have, especially with all those like, you know, what is this? Official person, someone thinking of you. You know what I mean? I got a mature man, maybe making a journey to you, approaching this. What is this? Marriage, like whoever, especially if you've already met someone else that you're nervous about meeting. I do see a change and lovers and love and healing showing up. Oh, look at this. Bottom of the deck, walls closing in. So that is removing the walls built by cultural differences, sexual orientation, or other divides that once seemed unbreakable. Some of you may have had another person in mind already, and you may be taken back when you're like, oh, Gemini is single. Gemini is over it, because this is like breaking down barriers. You see, they're I love this deck. They're like in love. Let me see which message. Actually, they both feel a little strong. Okay, so there's no more space for denial, only for resolution. You know, our backgrounds may be worlds apart, but our hearts remain aligned, breaking the walls that try to keep us apart. Even when the world sees walls, we find a way to stay united, choosing love over division. What did we see in this Kipper card? We saw a journey and a marriage union with main male, main female. Okay, but look, it's after some type of death, some type of ending. Okay, so something is closing, something is opening for a lot of you. Okay, that's a beautiful energy to see there. Okay, Spirit, anything else on this deck before we move on? I want to talk about this upcoming energy. What do we got here? Secret weapon, unseen by foes, ready to be unleashed. Gemini, were you plotting your escape plan already? Were you plotting like your new lover? All right, let me see. Revealing the arsenal of the unseen. Which message feels so? They both. No, this one feels strong. There's something like it's almost like you've been like you have a plan or something. And there's like I picked the walls closing in from here. Okay, I shuffled. I don't do card tricks, guys. I can't even play poker. So there is something secret. It could be a secret admirer, or maybe that's why you're like, oh my god, they contacted me, or you're the main person hears about it. There's something going on here, Gemini. Like I know you're breaking up with something, but there's something here where it was division separating you guys. Maybe this other relationship where you were closing it out and you're not sure. So, and if you haven't met this person, some of you are very likely to meet this person. This does feel like for Geminis going through a transition right now. Okay, let's pull some tarot spirit. Talk to me about this walls closing in energies. We got you guys. There's a breakup here. There's some type of sweet loving happening here. That's funny. There's a lot about imprisonment here, guys. If you are in hey, if you are in love with someone who's currently locked up for whatever the reason, there is a lot about like that energy here. Okay, I'm just saying a side note. Like sometimes these cards can be visually like for people going. I know that seems like whoa, Jules, what the hell? But yeah, like hey, all love is good love. All right, spirit, talk to me. Ooh, what do we got flipping out? Okay, Three of Pentacles, building a foundation. Talk to me. Could have been a third party with threes, especially if we have the closing. What else with this energy? Nine of Wands, someone determined. Maybe someone may be defensive. I see Eight of Cups. Okay, walking away from what no longer serves them. And now I have Temperance, a state of healing. Yeah, you guys, going through a lot, and there's the Lovers again. So the Temperance is also known as the divine marriage, something that may have taken time. You could also be healing, and I do have the Lovers coming out again, a choice in love to make, love and healing, feeling spiritually bonded. And now the Lovers can be a choice with third party too. And I have a Three of Cups. So some of you, if it is that, let me see. Four of Cups. Yes, some of you have options, okay? And some of you are reuniting with this energy. The Lover's card feels very strong. A lot of you are going to be making choices, and the Four of Cups is like maybe you were felt taken for granted or you weren't sure to seize that new cup of love, all right? Four of Pentacles is a lot about guarded energy, trying to hold on. Maybe some of you, I see the family room expecting, like maybe you were trying to hold on to another life. Okay, Spirit, talk to me. Four of Cups. Why the Four of Cups? What's up with the Four of Cups? The Hierophant. Yeah, a marriage, commitment. Okay, withdrawn from it. And I see Three of Wands, now planning. All right, there's a shift out of this energy. Nine of Swords. Some of you guys may be thinking a lot. You may be stressed, over this. Maybe guilt for some of you, depending on the situation. And the King of Cups again. It could be over your emotions. All right, over someone you love. Water sign energy may be relevant. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and I do have Earth sign energy. Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. We have Earth and water energy. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. And the Magician. No, there's sparks flying though. I feel like you guys, regardless of sign, you may be meeting your ideal person. Magician can also be the ideal person, and sparks actually flying for you guys. All right, after a period of waiting. Yeah, look, there's the Knight of Wands. That's forward movement and passion, honey. That's like having fun. We got the World. Now, I'm gonna say, if you guys were hesitant, look, and now we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so you guys are trusting your intuition. You're closing out a tough cycle. Get ready to have some fun, forward movement, passion. And maybe some of you have to deal with court issues, or even like just ironing out details of whatever changes that are happening. But that's passion, closing out a cycle victoriously. And then we have the Fool, a new person or a new beginning. Okay, for a lot of you, especially with the walls closing in, that's like, hey, we're not separated or divided anymore. We can kiss, we can hold hands. Beautiful energy to see. Beautiful energies to see. All right, can I get a little bit more on this other person? Eric, is there anything else you could tell me for Gemini about this other person that's coming in, this newer energy? Very dominant. Self-discipline. All right, so I see stuck in bad routines, trying to get out of it. Consumerism. Interesting, interesting. Interest. I will say they may have their finances together too. All right. Like you lost one, you gained one. That's what it's looking like. All right, let me see. There are so many temptations to break my discipline, but I'm trying my best to avoid falling into old habits. Focus on building a better future. This feels like for both of you, because I feel like you're going through a lot of changes, and maybe like you guys tried to stay apart. This does feel like a secret love kind of energy, guys. All right, let me see. Exploitation. I feel the reverse more. I see now how one of us held all the power, leaving the other feeling small and voiceless. We need to reset the imbalance. That can happen a lot if this was a third party, okay? Because they could be breadcrumbing, they could be like, holding back, people trying to control the situation. And this one here. I became inspired by your presence, your energy, and your beauty. Without you, I'm missing my tools to create a life beyond materialism. Yet, in my pursuit of material success, I left little room for our connection to grow. For some of you, this person was working so much, and there is a lot in your reading about holding on to money. That could be a side plot. Some of you are going to be defensive. We're trying to hold on to your old life. Maybe that's your energy. Role zodiac can always be reversed, but there is a lot about like interest and finances showing up. Even the pentacles, like getting to that personal sense of happiness, which you will. It looks like a new age of abundance for you guys. I focused too much on what could be gained and neglected what truly mattered. My lack of trust caused the rift. I regret not seeing the true value of our bond. Now the walls are closing in. All right, now there's less divide. Now someone is seeing things. Okay, maybe you guys were afraid to take this seriously. You weren't sure what to do because you had all these other things or expectations of what family life could be like for you, or commitment energy. But I see shredding. You see someone's shredding the past. You're getting over it. You're stepping up. You're becoming more, independent, more spiritual. And I have oaths here. Wedding dress. Let me see this one. We aim for the same target, but fear keeps us from fully committing. Our union needs clarity, not hesitation. This is upcoming with your new person. I feel like all this other things you were dealing with in life, single or not, the endings, the pain of whatever hurt you in your life, and even your discipline, let's say to be faithful, committed, kept you from somebody else, and now there's an energy of like shredding and moving on here. Okay, so that's beautiful energy. Spirit, can I get anything on the new person, this person that's coming up and for Geminis? La, da, 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 da. Anything the person to Gemini, the new person that's coming up in this message. Yeah, seduction, third party, maybe something that was a temptation to towards you. All right, but we had to release and let go of it, of chasing. Let me see. And now keeping an open heart. There is some type of cutting ties, moving on, learning from the past. I feel like that's your energy. There is the ending. It just feels like a different energy. That feels separate, and then I have releasing. I do feel like some of you tried to walk away from this person with the divide, but you're ending, getting rid of elusiveness, withdrawal for a while. But there's chemistry and spark. And I see a reconciliation for a lot of you. Okay, all right. Mask, bluffing, spying, repeating patterns, and that's what you're shredding. And now there's conflict here. It does feel like you guys are not going to be. I feel like this other person might have been a temptation at first, but this other dynamic you were ending the choice. There's a lot about lovers and choices and things like that. Multiple parties here. You're releasing chasing or being the dependable one constantly in a dynamic, and you are try to open your heart to this relationship, but now it's like cutting ties, moving on. They're talking about the past one. You're learning from the past. There's an ending of dishonesty or elusiveness. You guys are going to have a healing stage for a while, but I see chemistry, spark, passion, making amends with this other energy. Okay, it does feel like, a different, two different stories, two different energies are here, Gemini. Okay, so that's beautiful, and you might have been wearing a mask and trying not to want this person. There is a lot about that even in the yellow deck. um but you guys have been keeping an eye on each other, for some of you. For those of you who didn't, who have not partook with this person and stayed away, that's going to be very specific. Okay, it does feel like a very specific message overall. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave your reading there. Best of luck to you guys. This was quite the tea. I hope everything works out. Remember, you got that good fortune coming in. Whatever losses you took are going to be, like, you're going to be okay. You're going to get the rewards for going through all these endings, and it definitely is ushering in that new beginning. Okay, take care of yourselves, guys.